A couple from Ohio found something incredible while they were renovating their 40 seconds home. They worked in the basement once they were done with the first and second floors. They didn't know back then that something would await them down there. As they hacked plywood, something odd caught their attention. What they saw piqued their interest, and they decided to dig deeper into the matter. As they went along, they never realized that they would have to get in touch with the FBI for what they have discovered. Before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. The husband and wife began to chip away the walls in the basement. As the couple worked, the husband came across into some graffiti that had been spread out across the room. Their renovations at the business were certainly full of bombshells right off the bat. The husband was so shocked and could not believe what was in front of him. After he removed the wallpaper, he found mysterious writing and drawing behind it. This was what triggered a series of unexpected events. He checked the subfloor and the ceiling. Upon further investigation, there was something stuck in between. He decided to take a closer look. However, it was difficult because it was a perfect fit in between the spaces of the rafters. He had to depend on his strength just to grab the stuck object and pulled it to him. The owner of the house did not take note of the area. Instead, he kept his focus, worked, cleaned, and hammered the surroundings. He documented each step of their work with the use of his camera. When he finally tore down the ceiling, some of the walls became partly demolished. As he continued with the renovations, he saw something far-fetched. It was evident that he would notice such a bulky suitcase. The suitcase was gray and green. It was obvious that someone hid it there so that no one would ever find it. When he tried to carry the suitcase, he was surprised by how heavy it weighed. The suitcase was finally on his hands, but his intuition told him to proceed cautiously. He felt hot from excitement as he thought of what treasures could be inside. He took one deep breath and decided to move along. He called up his wife and waited patiently for her to get back to their home. He wanted to make sure that his wife was there with him when they finally got to see what was inside the suitcase. Additionally, he wanted someone to be there for him in case things went awry. He was immensely curious why someone went to such measures just to hide the suitcase. As he spent time alone and waited for his wife, he started to check the outside of the suitcase and was surprised when he realized how heavy it was. While the suitcase wasn't really that big, the contents must be important as it was heavy. He dwelled on what could be inside the suitcase. A part of him really wanted to find out what was inside the suitcase. He explained the situation the moment his wife entered their home. His feelings could be compared to what he usually felt during Christmas. They were hoping to find some cash and jewelry. However, the couple had lowered their expectations, and maybe it was just some stack of old sports cards. The contents of the suitcase were way off from their guesses. Nothing seemed special while they were checking out the contents of the suitcase. They saw a lot of wax paper that wrapped rectangular objects. They had a hard time guessing what the items inside were. The husband began to unwrap the wads of waxy papers. He soon realized that the contents held cash. The first bundle was a huge stack of $20 bills, and there were still multiple bundles inside. Upon closer inspection, the husband and wife realized that the bills were all old. They were surprised at the amount of cash in front of them, and they were curious who placed the bundles of cash inside the suitcase. During an interview with the journalists, the husband explained, "These are all 20s. What do we do? There may be a couple thousand here. We are freaking out at this point. This doesn't happen to us. Where are the cameras?" The couple was excited to unwrap the rest of the other bundles. They wondered whether the contents would be the same. It might even be more valuable than the first ones. The couple was eager to check out the contents. The next stack did not contain $20 bills, but instead had $50 and $100 bills. A part of them had hopes that they would discover the same thing for the rest of the stacks, and they hurriedly peeled off all the layers of wax papers. There could be $5 grand here. The third package is 100s. This is out of control. By this time, the couple had a lot of questions in their heads. At first, the husband and wife considered the situation funny. However, the mysterious stacks of money they found in their house was not a matter that should even be joked about. They started to wonder just where the money came from and who was trying to hide them. So much time had probably gone by, and they wanted to know just how much money was there. Simply judging from how the stacks of money looked, it was safe to assume that they were hidden for a long time, probably even during the 20 seconds and 30 second. As they went on with their investigations on the matter, things started to make more sense for the husband and wife. The money, the suitcase, and everything else was very old, and yet they still wanted to dig deeper into the truth. Another surprise laid out in front of them after they retrieved the stacks of money inside the suitcase. One of their questions was answered by a newspaper which they found at the bottommost part of the suitcase. They stared at the date. The date of the newspaper stated that it was from the 25th of March 1951. The newspaper was published by the Cleveland Plain Dealer. The husband and wife were stunned by just how old the paper was. These were rare bills, including some marked with stars over 70 years old and highly valuable. Recognizing the worth of their find, they hired a lawyer to help appraise the cash. The estimated value came to about $23,000. They celebrated the discovery for a week, though eventually life had to return to normal. As renovations resumed, they stumbled upon another suitcase lodged in the ceiling heavier than the first. The husband waited for his wife to return before opening it, just as he had the first time. Their curiosity deepened. The husband documented everything, unaware that more surprises lay ahead. Surely, they thought, 2 suitcases were enough. But during continued renovations, the husband discovered a third suitcase tucked between the rafters. Though excited, they found this one held no cash. Still, they couldn't shake the feeling that the house had more secrets to reveal. Another identical suitcase appeared, and as before, they opened it together. This one was full of cash again, neatly stacked. They wondered how much they had uncovered so far, amazed by their fortune. Their next appraisal revealed an additional $45,000. Despite everything they'd already found, their enthusiasm didn't wane. They pressed on with their renovations, driven to uncover more. Then came the most unsettling discovery, a small, hidden door on the second floor that neither of them had noticed before. Once opened, it led to something far more disturbing. At first glance, it appeared to be the room for the water heater, just as their realtor had mentioned, but the small white door revealed a hidden space that had been cleverly disguised. The room was unexpectedly spacious, its walls lined with carpet pieces. Unlike the suitcases, this door had been locked shut with a master lock and bolt. Determined, he retrieved a hammer and forced the door open. Inside, the room was dark, moldy, and clearly concealed on purpose. What they found was chilling. The room had been fully soundproofed. They couldn't help but suspect something sinister. The couple wondered just what else could be hiding in their house. The husband and wife were deeply curious, especially now that they realized their home had hidden layers of mystery all along. Inside the secret room, they discovered yet another suitcase. The husband hesitated, but curiosity took over, and they opened it. This time, it wasn't stacks of cash. Instead, they found an old wooden box, envelopes filled with foreign currency, a jewelry box, rings, watches, and 4 one-ounce silver ingots. These seemed like treasured possessions, and the couple couldn't help but wonder who had hidden them. To their surprise, the room led into another chamber, also soundproofed and covered in white tarp. It felt wrong, almost cinematic, like something out of a crime film. They searched the area and found items that hinted at a darker purpose. Among them was an old brown briefcase, which, unlike the others, didn't contain cash but more personal valuables. They took photos of the discoveries as they had during earlier renovations. Among the items were foreign banknotes, antique rings, and silver ingots, adding more weight to the mystery. Then, in the corner of the room, they spotted a black Sentry safe. Their instincts told them this safe held something different, perhaps not something they wanted to find. Still, the husband ignored the warning signs and cracked it open. Inside was a chilling, handwritten note. "Save yourself." The rough black ink and ominous tone added to their unease. Determined to uncover more, they dug deeper. What they found next sent shivers down their spines. 6 VHS tapes, 5 of which were labeled. On several of them were scribbled warnings like "Do Not." The tapes were more modern than the rest of the items in the room, which only made them more unsettling. Each tape had a series of numbers, and the couple began to suspect something sinister. Overwhelmed and unsure of how to proceed, the husband decided to watch one of the tapes. What he saw made him feel unsafe. Without hesitation, he called the authorities. The FBI came and confiscated the VHS tapes. Only the husband, the original creator, and the FBI knew what the tapes contained. The contents were never revealed to the public. Speculation ran wild. Some believed the tapes held evidence of heinous crimes committed inside the soundproofed room. But in truth, no one outside the investigation would ever know for sure. The couple was left shaken. Their house, once just a renovation project, had become the scene of a dark and unresolved mystery. The money, the suitcases, the notes, and the tapes all painted a picture they could no longer ignore. It made them wonder what else was hiding in their home. Their decision to contact the authorities was undoubtedly the right one. Who knew what might have happened if they had chosen to handle it all on their own? They had uncovered more than just valuables. They had exposed a story that would haunt their memories and maybe protect others from what lay hidden within those walls. Their case wasn't unique. Similar stories have surfaced from time to time, like a man who purchased a home as is after its original owner passed away. While exploring, he discovered a plywood-covered wall, a hollowed-out grenade, a massive safe, and even a chest full of pennies. Eventually, his exploration led him to a hidden basement room, filled not with treasure but with guns and ammunition. In both cases, the truth was buried deep within the walls, silent and waiting. It serves as a chilling reminder that even the most ordinary homes may be hiding secrets no one ever expected to find.